actually moving on to the arts and cultural section. On the first question, consider the following statements about Kolkali. Kolkali is a folk art performed in Tamil Nadu. The performance consists of 24 people tapping wooden sticks with no accompanying music. We need to select the correct statement. So there are particular key terms which you can see here. With accompanying with no accompanying music. So certain things are actually extreme here. There is only certain kind of folk art or article music, there is no music given or no particular, they create their music on their own. But particular kind of art forms cannot work without any kind of music. That is the main core of energy that is coming from. So certain kind of extreme statements can be actually eliminated here. The thing is that Kolkali, if you know, it's not an art form of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, but it's actually art form of Kerala, particularly in the Malabar region. You can find the Kolkali, which is very prominent here. So according to that, we need to choose the correct statement here. Both is neither 1 or 2 is neither 1 or 2, because both the statements are actually correct here, wrong here. So if you are looking into Kolkali, as you can see here, this is the description of the Kolkali. 24 people start from the center, then more people joining, gradually forming into a very big circle. They have 2 big sticks, because by which they actually make sounds using the two big sticks, and by the accompanying music as well. Now the Kolkali depicts the tales of the regional gods and all. So that is a very folk art which actually depicts the tales of the regional gods. It consists of 24 people performing in circle, and the stick which I have told you, because of which they will actually be using it, it is actually 2 foot long. Dance performers actually move in a circle, sticking small sticks and keeping in rhythm as well. Now this performed in the Malabar region of Kerala. So that is particular what is Kolkali, which you are actually seeing here. Then Lachit Borphan, who prevented Mughals from capturing Assam, belonged to which dynasty? Now Lachit Borphan has been in use in last year, this year as well, particularly belongs to Ahom dynasty. Now if you are going in your medieval era, this particular personality becomes very important because recently an anime fiction story has been actually created based upon the Lachit Borphan. A small film has been actually created based off him. So if you are actually watching, you can actually go and watch it as well. He is actually belonged to Ahom dynasty. He was so brave that like he was actually able to prevent the Mughals from actually capturing the Ahom kingdom altogether. You don't need to go back deep into the history of Ahom kingdom, but it's important that you actually go to the general, as the general Lachit Borphan. It's a 19-minute animation film named Lachit the Warrior, which is directed. It has been actually screened in the International Film Festival. It depicts the heroes. He is actually not the king, but a general under the Ahom kingdom. Ahom general who prevented the Mughals from actually capturing Assam in 1600s. Lachit commanded the Ahom army, and the film explores his ancestry, the skills, the physical prowess, everything related to the Ahom kingdom as well. And this was actually screened in the International Film Festival recently. With respect to Kampala, consider the following statements. It is a traditional buffalo race that is held in Tamil Nadu. The race is conducted on a slushy, muddy, paddy field track. Kampala serves as a thanksgiving to gods for protecting the animals from diseases. The Kampala violates the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1918, and Supreme Court has actually banned such events. If you know, like in Tamil Nadu, what is a buffalo race called? It's not called Kambala, but a Jallikattu. In Tamil Nadu, if you know, Jallikattu is something which we actually hear. Now that is a terminology that is actually given in Tamil Nadu. This Kambala is a terminology that is actually used in Karnataka. So recently the news is that this particular Kampala and the Jallikattu, everything is actually banned by the Supreme Court, because that is towards the cruelty to the animals. Okay, so that is actually banned by the Supreme Court, but all the parties in the Karnataka has actually came together to conduct this Kampala. So that has been the context that why it has been actually in news. The race is conducted on a slushy, muddy paddy field tracks, and it actually acts as a thanksgiving to gods for protecting animals. So this is basically a description of what a Kambala is. So remember, in Tamil Nadu, the traditional buffalo race is known as Jallikattu and not Kambala. So here only one statement is actually wrong here, the rest 3 are correct. Need to choose the number of correct, so only 3 here. So let us look into much more details of the Kambala. As I have told you, it is actually held in Karnataka as well. So moving on, we have the economic section. First question, GAIL to build reserve. So that has been in the news regarding the GAIL, that is the Gas Authority of India. So recently they have been talking about the establishment of India's first strategic natural gas reserves. So the natural gas, there are a lot of natural gas in India, but there is we need for strategic natural gas reserve. The strategic facility will be built in India's western as well as the northeastern region with an initial capacity to store about 3 to 4 billion cubic meters of gas. They want to store about 3 to 4 billion. There is actually storing of natural gas so that in a time of a critical need, this gas can be actually used. So that is basically what the concept of strategic natural gas reserve is actually all about. India has 5 million tons of strategic petroleum reserves, but no storage facility for natural gas. We have that for petroleum reserves, but not for the natural gas. So India companies come together currently hold about 2 billion cubic meters of gas in pipelines as well as liquefied fuel. So India aims to actually increase the share of natural gas in its energy mix to about 15% by 2030. Earlier it was close to about 6.2% only. Now we need to increase the blending of natural gas in the energy mix to about 15%. So it becomes important that we actually store all these excess of natural gas that is actually created. The thing is that as per the International Energy Program, it is required that we need to stock an emergency oil or natural gas for close to 90 days. In case of any kind of emergency or any kind of supply shock, we need energy, or it might actually increase the inflation, might be going to hyperinflation and such. So to prevent all that, we need the emergency oil stock for close to about 90 days of net oil imports. So there has been a lot of severe oil supply disruptions. This has been first time in the 1973, where certain kind of, due to the 1971 war and other kind of Cold War era, certain kind of disruptions has actually taken place. So because of which the International Energy Program has given out a storage for about 90 days of import capacity. Now in India we have strategic crude oil reserves in 3 places currently, in Visakhapatnam and 2 in Mangaluru and Padur in Karnataka. We have 1 in Andhra Pradesh and 2 in Karnataka, and we are also trying to increase our storage. Setting up 2 more additional storage in Odisha as well as one more in Padur, that is in Karnataka. So we will have 5 such reserves. Now basically they look more into the underground storage because it is one of the most economic methods of storing this natural gas or crude oil or petroleum as well. So currently we have for petroleum, we have certain places for crude oil. Now we need to develop the first for the natural gas as well. So if you are looking at the particular, this is actually under the ministry. This comes under the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gases, and the entire construction of the strategic crude oil structure comes under the Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserve Limited, that is the ISPRL. So that particular body comes under the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. So in the first stage we have created 3 such one in Visakhapatnam, Mangaluru and Padur in Karnataka. In next stage we are actually trying to create 2 more, that is in Odisha as well as Pandur one again in Karnataka. So that is how the strategic reserve or boosting India's energy security is actually established through these measures. Now moving on, we have the concept of dollarization. So recently in Argentina, what happened is that in the presidential election, Javier Milei has actually won the elections and is actually going to come in power as a president. The thing is that there has been he is also known as the madman. That is what actually is called. He has actually made some propaganda stating that he will actually abolish the entire peso currency and completely turn into dollarization. He will actually abolish the women department and also abolish the abortion, and he will actually oppose the abortion laws and such. So certain kind of strategic or very crucial decisions has been taken. But once he came into power, he is actually thinking, should I do dollarization? As per the except, dollarization is not a very good phenomenon to take place right now. The thing is that the Argentine economy is in hyperinflation. There is a lot of corruptions happening. So a lot of problem is there within the Argentina economy as of now. But dollarization, is it a good or a bad for the Argentina economy? That is the question here. But before that, we need to know what is a dollarization. Particularly if a particular state, let us take India. If India has a lot of inflation happening right now, it is better we actually switch to dollarization, because the entire local currency will be actually dissipated and we will come in close contact with the dollar. Now usually in India we get dollars from, if people come in tourism, if there is any FDI inflows, these are some of the ways by which we actually get dollars. But if we are actually converting complete into dollarization, our own Indian rupees will be dissipated and we will fully come under the dollarization process as well. So that will actually help in maintaining the inflation level that is actually in the economy. But can dollarization alone help bring our economy up? That is something which we need to actually look into. As I have told you, if the domestic currency is actually replaced by dollar, the theory goes on that the money supply can no longer be controlled by. If dollarization comes in, the particular Indian currency cannot be controlled by the Indian government and it cannot be actually used for any kind of economic spending as well. Dollarization can have both positive as well as negative effects also. In a small economy, they can act only dollars, as I have told you, through the foreign trade or tourism or the capital inflows as such. It would incentivize the economy to focus on export success, and because the particular domestic currency is that is actually gone, with the dollarization, imports and exports, everything can be done much more easily. But the thing is that the particular government will not have any control over dollarization. Like for Indian currency, the Indian government has such, and we can actually devaluate or appreciate the currency. But certain things is not possible when it comes to dollarization. It will be completely on our, we won't have any control over the currency circulation within India. And if there is any kind of financial crisis happening in say USA or dollarization repricing, that will actually hit India also. There is certain potential risk or issues that is associated with dollarization as well. We can actually we cannot take any more depreciation to boost or such is also thing. But the thing is that there are certain, I will give you two case studies. There is Ecuador as well as Greece. Ecuador, they had hyperinflation, there was a lot of corruption happening. So what they did, they actually converted into dollars. So when they actually adopted dollars within a span of few years, they were actually able to come out of the inflation. They were actually able to come out of the poverty that was near. There was a GDP growth happening over there, and also the social welfare all increased, their foreign debt also decreased. So certain kind of positive ins actually took place with the case of Ecuador. But dollarization is not the only reason why Ecuador survived. The thing is that Ecuador had a lot of petroleum reserves as well. So when converting the dollars, the export of petroleum and gas also increased, because of which Ecuador proved to be one of the positive phenomenon of dollarization. Dollarization is not the sole reason for the success of Ecuador. But at the same time, if you are looking at the case study of Greece, they actually adopted to Euro in Europe. The thing is that initially there was a lot of tourists, there was a lot of funding, everything was going. But when there was a Euro crisis happened, the thing is that Greece completely broke down, and then they had to actually follow the criteria that was actually laid out by the International IMF, so that they can actually come back on track. So that is what the two case studies is there. The thing is that Argentina, they don't have particular big resources that of Ecuador. So even if they adopt dollar, if they actually do convert to dollar, we don't know how much success Argentina will have from the concept of dollarization. But if you are looking at the global phenomena, everybody is actually trying to de-dollarize it. Even India, we have China, all the countries are actually trying to promote their local currency and reduce the impact of dollar. But Argentina, on the other side, is actually trying to increase dollar circulation within their currency and actually fully eliminate their local currency. So that is a global phenomena happening, as well as what Argentina is trying to do. That was a concept of dollarization that was in news recently. Moving on to the last topic, we have the 16th Finance Commission being created. So the 15th Finance Commission, 16 will be actually created. Now we are actually going under the timeline of the 15th Finance Commission. This commission holds the critical responsibility which recommends the government of the devolution of the money between the center and state. Will look into the grants and aid, how much grants and aid should be actually given to the state through the Consolidated Fund of India, and how much money fund should be actually given to the local bodies such as Panchayat and municipalities through the Consolidated Fund of the state. Also for the evaluation and disaster management, they also recommend the government in terms of financial terms and such. So because of which this Finance Commission becomes very important. This Finance Commission is not a permanent body, but it's a temporary body which is actually created by the President. So if you are looking here, this is the current Finance Commission, that is the 15th Finance Commission. This will exist since 2026, and the chairman of the present commission is N.K. Singh. You can look at the second Finance Commission, that was K. Santanam, the first is K. Sinagori. Now we are at the 15th Finance Commission. Now they are actually created under Article 280. Finance Commission is actually a constitutional body and it has a quasi-judicial body. It's actually created under Article 280. It's constituted by the President. When there is a need, it is actually constituted by the President of India. It consists of a chairman as well as 4 members. The chairman, they include a High Court judge as well, and the other 4 members should have they should have specific qualification as per they should know the accountants and the other specific required under it. The tenure will be actually as appointed by the President and they are eligible for re-election. This particular committee can be, particular members can be actually reappointed any number of times as well. It makes recommendation to the President about the devolution of the net taxes, the grants and aid to the state, the consolidated fund how much should go, and they have the powers of a civil procedure. They have the power as per the code. The thing is that the recommendation of the FC Finance Commission are advisory and they are not binding on the government. It's very important. You might think that they are binding, whatever the recommendation they are making is binding, but they are only advisory and they are not binding in nature. So remember, we are currently on the 15th Finance Commission, which is chaired by NK Singh. It is actually developed under Article 280. It's a quasi-judicial body and they have the power of a civil court, and this is constituted by the President of India. It consists of a chairman as well as 4 other members. Totally 5 members are there in the Finance Commission. So if you are looking, this is the 15th and the 14th Commission delegation. There are certain categories. We have the income distance, forest and ecology, area and population. These are some criteria that is undertaken at the 14th Finance Commission. Now in the 15th Finance Commission, we have the demographic performance also added, income distance, forest and ecology, area and population in the 15th Finance Commission. The tax efforts, all is actually mentioned. This is the recommendation made by the 14th Finance Commission and this is by the 15th Finance Commission. The state share is told in the 15th Commission as 41%, whereas in 14th which told 42%. It was reduced to 41 because Jammu and Kashmir was removed as a state and bifurcated into 2 union territory. So that devolution 1% for the Jammu and Kashmir came down from 42 to 41. So that is the percentage, a divisional pool of share between the center and state. Presently it is 41%. Now in the 16th Finance Commission we will actually get a new such data again from the 16th Finance Commission. Remember the criteria under which is given. We have the income distance, we have the forest and ecology, area, population as well as the demographic performance, which is actually constituted in the 15th Finance Commission. In 2023 there was actually a question related to this as well. So this is the 2023 question. So for the horizontal tax devolution for the 15th Finance Commission, use how many of the above as a criteria other than population, area and income distance? There was income distance and then population area. We need to know the 3 other kind of criteria which was actually used for the horizontal devolution. Demographic performance, we saw demographic performance there. Forest and ecology is there. Government reforms, no. Stable government, no. Tax and fiscal efforts. So these are the 3 other categories which was actually used in the 15th Finance Commission. So here only 3 is the correct answer. Now this was actually asked in our 2023 PYQ this year it was actually asked. So this area particular is actually very important and the 16th Finance Commission will be actually created by the President soon enough. So that we cover the economic section.